So, dear Professor Shi Jianchu and dear President Vincent Gates, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very glad to be invited here to give a speech on the topic of tree species diversity and its applications for close to nature forest management in the Chinese tropic mountain forest area. This is my 5 topics, and first introduction about the research area. This we presented area is the part of the Chinese national forest management demonstrations area. This picture just show you the 20 forest research area, demonstration area, and what we talk about the tropical mountain area is here under this tropical area. Here is the more in detail about the forest site, what I use the data to explain our study. It's included the typic rainforest area, rainforest in Mengla County, and in poor 2 forest type will be introduced, and another one is in Pingxiang County of Guangxi Province, is also typical tropical mountain forest area. And this is about the rainforest area in Mengla County. This forest experiment started from the 1992. You see the picture while I was a young boy, quite young boy. It is supported by the German TERP program, that means the Tropical Ecosystem Begleitungsprogramm program. We started, and at that time, from that time, we established 3 hectares observation plot, and our original design is 1 part for references and another part for the selective sustainable use. But later, our government local government has set over the forest as the forest conservation area. So we have the observation data for almost 30 years until now. And the second area is in the Pingxiang, Guangxi Province. At this area, we have the Pinus massoniana as monoculture plantation at the beginning, at the year of 2007. And since then, we started to close to nature to transform. That means have some selective cut, and then enrichment planting under the story with 6 precious broadleaf tree species, and have the operation in between. We have 2 times selective cut harvested, and now the forest is as the quite good situation as a plot and as a mixture, Pinus mixture stand. The third forest type is natural Pinus cassia mixture forest in Pu'er City in Simao counties. And another one, the last one, is Pinus cassia plantation under the monoculture management until next year. And in the last 2 forest type, we want to establish our new demonstration or new experiment as improved close to nature forest management demonstration forest site. As the research question target, the tropic, as our most people know, the tropic forest area, the mountain forest area, have its clearly advantages with the very rich tree species diversity, very good rainfall, and the solar temperature and the growing conditions for forest. And also have the disadvantages. That means from the ecosystem, the complicated structure and the very poor soil to make the management have a certain difficulties. And our question from the history is, in the tropical area, either we established as nature conservation, or we set it as the traditional clear-cut rotation management for monoculture for one single species, pure stand. Both of these have some confidence in utilization and ecosystem service function conflict. And we want to find a middle way to see if it is possible to have the close to nature management to balance the nature promotion, reservation, and the social, material, and service function to produce. And the general idea is to simplify the forest structure in the tropical forest and use a continual cover management situation to protect the soil, and then to manage fewer but very dominant individuals and to get a better harvest probability. And this is to look, we think it would be a third way beside the monoculture system, just as here to shown, eucalyptus plantation in tropical mountain area, and as the pure nature conservation area, just have the protection functions. We want to find a middle way to balance these two sides. And the main concept of the management design is, first, we want to maintain species structure, continuous forest cover to maintain the site productivity, and simplify the species structure or species composition as still as a mixture species management way, and then to possibly promote the natural regeneration ability, and plus the enrichment planting to maintain forest vitality and growing ability, and use a reasonable selective thinning regime or selective cutting system to manage the tropical mountain forest area. What the data we use here today is the tropical nature conservation area observation data, which is almost 30 years longer data. And the second data set is about the Pinus marciana mixture forest data. It lasted to 13 years observation data, but today what I show is only to the 2016. And the second and the third and fourth data for the Pinus cassia mixture plant and plantation is only 2 years observation data in poor cities. This is to show the data availability. According to our analysis, just here show the diagram show in the tropical area, if we have that observation data about over 1 hectare, it shows us that about the scientific principle that have the present ability to present the forest type. And another is other plot observation area is more or less meet the scientific needs. Third, the data analysis and the main result, we concluded, we concentrated on 4 points: species composition, stand structure, growth and harvestability, and overall vitality of forest as ecosystem. Let's see the first type, the tropical natural conservation area. The forest, the tree species diversity is quite higher. You will see per hectare, we, according to our observation, per hectare tree species come more than 210 tree species, which can grow in over 5 centimeter diameter large. And this diagram shows an interesting point that under this forest there is 76 tree species come out only in 1 hectare observation, only one single trees. There is 32 tree species come out only 1 hectare, only 2 single trees. This is a very interesting point, and but today we don't have the topic about the detailed analysis about the tree species diversity specialty. But just to show here the long-term development of the standing volume from the year of 1992 to until now. I just show we have finished this year the last new observation, but the data analysis is still not finished. At least I don't have the result. My colleague forget to send me the result, the new result. And we see the forest ecosystem has a larger volume, standing volume, but another weakness is the growing ability in a balance, more or less balanced situation. That means the average growing rate is per year per hectare only 3 cubic meter. This 3 cubic meter growing rate in relation to the typical tropical mountain forest area is relatively lower. That means this ecosystem is in a balanced situation. And this second is about the Pinus cassia nature forest. This forest, you know, China has since 20 years has a nature forest protection program, and this is the nature forest is also under this policy control. That means nature forest protection, that means mostly without planted management or harvest or operations. But we cannot avoid the disturbance from the local society for the livelihood necessities. So the forests have always have the negative disturbances, and you will see from the distance and the picture, the quality after long-term protection, the quality is not very high, and the diameter distribution is not very good, and also the standing volume is also not very good, but the tree species composition is more or less reasonable and in richness. And the last forest stand is about, you will see the monoculture management model. In this model, we have 2 weaknesses. The first one is usually is very dangerous, have the nature disaster. Here you will see the forest is not in good stable situation structure, and another side with a small diameter, the wood production quality is not very good. You mean the, the productivity and quality depends on the diameter, and in monoculture short rotation management model with a small diameter, the price of the wood is not very high. And the last one is the Pinus marciana broadleaf forest in Guangxi in Pinjiang province. And you will see the first six Quercus castanopsis, Erisosum magletia, and these 6 broadleaf species is enrichment planted in the forest. And the overstory is the Pinus marciana. After this is the data of the 3 years or the 5 years ago, with some natural regeneration, the tree species diversity is in development process. And from the new data from the new observation last year, the tree species diversity, which we measured 28 tree species over the 5 centimeter diameter. And you will see here last year, the dominant trees, the target trees here, just show in this picture, the target tree with a good large diameter over 55 centimeter and with a good vitality, and the whole stand growing rate is very quite good. The stand is reliable, and you will see the diameter distribution and also the clear tendency that the standing volume increase very fast after the diameter, the standard, the largest tree diameter over 30 centimeter. Over 30 centimeter, the forest stand begin to faster growing the standing volume. This is the data shown. And also for the growing rate, so also in average, this stand is in average growing rate of per year per hectare 20 cubic meter. And the data will also show that we have the 2 times harvest, the selective harvest in the year of 2008, and the second is the year of 2016. And plus this data, we have the more than 100 cubic meters harvest in selective manner. And this picture shows the overall ecosystem ability is very good, the vitality, and the target tree growing good, and the enrichment planted precious broadleaf tree species growing understory is very good. And also we have the microorganism to improve the soil and to facilitate the soil development ability. As discussions, we will see the first example in the for nature conservation area. The forest is in good situation of biodiversity, but the vitality is more or less not very high. And the passive protected nature forest without reasonable management, the stand quality is slightly in degraded tendency. And in the tropical, especially in the tropical area, the monoculture plantation with single species as the needle tree species, Pinus cassia, is not very reliable. And we have always some failures, and also the history of the disease, and also some other problems. And for the management, we as multifunctional, close to nature, mixture forest management, according to our 16 years data recording and management experiment, the stand vitality is good and harvest is reasonable. We will average to say we have 8 years interval to have selective harvest, and with one harvest is per hectare 80 cubic meter harvest volume. It's more or less covered the harvest ability, and this we think according to our result, this is also a reasonable or possible way to balance the nature protection and to produce the wood productivity for the society's needs. This is a balanced way. And our conclusion is the first important thing is promote tree species diversity. As tropical mountain forest management, trees, a reasonable tree species diversity that brings mixture tree species composition in management model is very important. The first important thing. And the second important is to use the target tree. The fewer but dominant individuals is very important. These fewer tree individuals contribute the largest part of the vitality and also the harvest ability. And also the close to nature transformation, we are also to improve the ability of productivity and also improve the forest as ecosystem. The whole ecosystem situation is improved. And we still have some problem. The first one is to change the short time clear-cut management model is very, very hard. This is the tradition, and also it's very hard to change this tradition. And also another problem is also the mixture forest management models, selective harvest model, have absent the whole management circle good examples. The best way, what we have here is only have 14 years data recorder, and the whole successful example is still absent. And another site is also in China, selective operation system. To realize it, we need a good road system in forest area. Most of forest area, the road system is not suitable, not support until now the sustainable selective cutting operation system. However, we went to also under this condition, we went to also explore, enlarge our demonstration and set our examples, set our demonstration areas enlarged in the Pu'er city. You know, Pu'er city is the largest area in China with the tropical mountain forest area. And if we can change this in this area, it will support the tropical mountain ecosystem to have the tendency to development in good, better situation, and also improve the forest harvest ability to support the local society's development. And we have started this demonstration work since last year. We have 5 models. This picture shows 2 of them. And these 5 models for 5 forest type is now under the experiment operations. As reasonable good examples, this is the realized target stand. And we think our demonstration forest type in poor have the distance to reach this target stand, a good target stand with a distance of 20 years to 30 years. But we are optimistic in this development type. And here I thank my colleagues in our joint cooperation team, and also thanks all of you for your attention. Thanks.